All right, today we're going to dive into a timeless battle. It's one that's being fought inside every single one of us. And honestly, the outcome of this battle pretty much determines whether we live a life of cynical resignation or one of profound creative meaning.
You know that feeling, right? That low hum of unease, that quiet little whisper in the back of your head that says, maybe all this effort, all this striving is pointless? That pull towards cynicism because, let's face it, it's just so much easier to expect the worst. Well, if you've ever felt that, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You are not broken. That feeling is not a personal failure. In fact, it's a sign. It's the sign that you are the very battlefield for a massive, universal internal conflict. So let's get into section 1. We're going to call this the wager for your soul, because really, that's what's at stake here. Think of it like this. A cosmic bet is being placed on your life's potential. On one side of the table, you've got creative possibility, that drive to build, to overcome, to become more. And on the other side, you've got cynical nihilism. That's the voice that just shrugs and whispers, "What's the point?" And this wager, it's happening inside you, right now. So to win this wager, we have to know the players. Let's move to section 2, 2 spirits, 1 choice. It's time to give these powerful forces their names so we can spot them when they show up in our own heads. Okay, so on one side, we have the spirit of contempt. This is your inner critic on steroids. It's nihilistic, it's cynical, it looks at your ambition and calls it a farce. It views all of humanity as just a comfortable herd animal. But then you've got the counterforce, the spirit of becoming. This is your creative, restless side. It doesn't just tolerate chaos, it embraces it as an opportunity for growth. It sees your flaws not as weakness, but as literal proof that you are transforming. And the worldview of the spirit of contempt is just bleak. It looks at humanity and says, man is a sagging rope over a pitiful abyss. Wow. It's a philosophy built on total dismissal, seeing our entire existence as fragile and pathetic. But the spirit of becoming comes back with this powerful radical idea. It says what is great in man is that he is an overgoing and a downgoing. You see the difference? It looks at that same struggle and finds greatness. It understands that growth isn't just about rising up. It's also about the downgoing. The breaking apart, the falling, the getting back up. The struggle is the whole point. Okay, this might all feel a little abstract, so let's make it real. Section 3, Zarathustra's descent into failure. His journey is an incredible parable for anyone who's ever tried to bring a big idea to life. His journey basically has 4 key stages. It starts with a sun-like call, this overflowing need to share his wisdom. But when he gets to the marketplace, his profound message completely bombs. The crowd just wants a show. This leads directly to the tragic fall of a tightrope walker, which then leaves Zarathustra facing the 4th stage, the crushing weight of total failure, alone with a dead body and his message ignored. And we have to talk about this tightrope walker. He's such a powerful symbol. He represents every single one of us who dares to rise above the crowd, to take a risk, to try and achieve some kind of difficult self-overcoming. But then this character shows up, a sneering, devil-like buffoon who is literally the personification of resentment. And he doesn't just mock the tightrope walker, he leaps over him, startles him, and causes him to fall. And this is such a key metaphor. Cynicism isn't passive. It actively works to bring down anyone who dares to strive for something higher. Now, Zarathustra's response to the dying man is absolutely profound. He doesn't give him some comforting lie about heaven or an afterlife. No. He grounds the man's entire value right here, on Earth. He honors his courage, telling him he made danger his calling, and that his death was a result of that noble calling. The struggle itself was what gave his life meaning. This moment of crushing failure, it could have been the end, but it wasn't. It was the catalyst. It led to his most important realization. Welcome to Section 4, From Savior to Creator. The story says he goes through an atonement. But let's be super clear on the term. This isn't about feeling guilty. It's a moment of strategic clarity. It's him realizing my approach was completely flawed. I wasn't talking to the right people. And this leads to his great realization, a massive strategic shift. He needs to stop trying to save the indifferent masses. His real mission is to find and inspire his fellow creators. And what a lesson for us, right? Your biggest impact won't come from convincing the uninterested. It comes from collaborating with the few who are already inspired.
This brings us to the final mission, the big takeaway. Section 5, create the meaning of Earth. This is a philosophy that is radically and beautifully grounded in this life, right here, right now.
So, what does this mean for you and the wager for your own potential? Well, here's your call to action. First, you have to acknowledge and then consciously reject that inner spirit of contempt. Second, embrace your role as a bridge, not an end. Understand that the struggle is the meaning. Third, shift your focus. Stop trying to save the world. Start seeking your fellow creators. And finally, have the courage to create new values that say yes to this life. Look, this journey isn't easy. It requires a downgoing. It means descending into the messy marketplace of life, risking failure, and bearing the full weight of your convictions. But it is the only journey that truly matters. So thus begins your downgoing, not for some promised reward in the sky, but for the meaning of the earth.